All right. All right. Let's get live on these other channels. You know how we does it. We're live on Twitter, live on LinkedIn, live on Facebook. Hello, Knockouts. Tanya TKO here, and I am a self-love specialist from TanyaTKO.com. I help you learn how to love yourselves and one another. On this channel, we use viral video topics as teachable moments for what self-love or self-abuse looks like in our lives, and we mainly focus on relationships that involve black women. Most of my base are black women, and so we end up talking about black men a lot of the time. And this weekend we spent a great portion of time breaking down this 3-hour video, which was a deep dive into the pathology that many black men have as it relates to white society and ingratiating themselves into the graces of white men by dating white women. And so if you haven't had a chance to take a look at those videos, you know what? I have to admit, I'm feeling a little bit sad today, right? Because the issue that we see before us just seems so grand. It seems so grand. I brought the board out, if, as you can see, I brought the board out today. So we are going to be jumping onto the board to write out some notes because I want you all to keep a few things in mind. There is a young lady's video who we are going to be looking at. So there's this young lady on TikTok. I don't have TikTok on my phone, right? I don't have TikTok on my phone. So or on my computer. I don't have an account because I don't trust. Hey, what's that? I listen, because I don't trust what TikTok is. I don't trust what TikTok is doing, or so I just kind of just I stay out of it. I stay out of it. I stay out of it. So we're going to be taking a look at. We're going to be taking. Everybody's hitting me up now all of a sudden. Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much. Shelly just sent me that video. Thank you. All right. So today we're going to be talking about a woman on TikTok who created a video. And you know what? As a matter, instead of describing what the video is about, we're going to jump right into the video, and then we're going to have the text notification squad shout themselves out. But I want to get into the video first, right? So let's get our screen together.
Okay, so that video I made right before this one got me thinking about something, and I want to ask this question of non-black women. I know we know everything, ladies, but let's just listen for a minute. Let's just listen. This question is for white women, any non-black woman, any white or non-black femme presenting person. Do black men, when they want to or are dating you, involved in romantic relationships with you, sexual relationships with you, do they ask you, what do you bring to the table? Or is it just us? And also, do men of the same race as you ask you what you bring to the table? Or again, is it just us? Comment, stitch, duet, whatever, just let me know, because I'm genuinely curious right now. Okay, so that video I made right before this one got me.
All right, so that's the video right there. So she presented it, and so far she has gotten over 3,000 comments. I first saw this video on Cynthia G's page, and Cynthia had a bunch of responses that came in. I'm going to play some of the responses, some of the comments for you all so that we can read and see what some of the people were responding. As a matter of fact, this young lady who made this video is no longer on TikTok because there's this bias that exists where, and it's from platform to platform. We know we had a scuffle on this channel with YouTube just the week before. And so that's why it was so important for people to be on the text notification squad. So text notification squad, get ready to throw your tens up, because when YouTube suspended uploading privileges on my page because they were penalizing me for something that I didn't even do, the text notification squad were still able to get their text notification and be able to meet me on another channel and behind the scenes to discuss strategy, etc. So I did appeal it. I did win the appeal, but for the half a week that I wasn't able to upload, we never missed a beat. because we were still able to broadcast. They never knew that I went down. They never even knew that the channel was off. So here comes the 10. Thank you, Cherise. Thank you. So the text notification squad, you all get a text. I'd say, what is it, 15 minutes before the video starts up. You all get a chance to come in, talk with one another, meet one another, and it's just $1.99 a month. You get to use that to support one of your favorite content creators, and your $1.99 goes towards getting you your text and getting you to be able to know when to come to the broadcast. So today we're talking about this phenomenon. Welcome. Thank you, Text Notification Squad. Thank you. And you all can throw your boxing gloves up. Yes. In the house. Yes. 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 All right. So let's talk. Oh, the 10s are still coming in. I'm telling you. Right now, there's 741 people on YouTube, 385 on Facebook, and there are 600 people on. We crossed over 600 on the text notification squad. So if you're on a text notification squad and you haven't gotten your text, there's something wrong with your application. I need you to contact me behind the scenes, because I've either emailed you and you haven't responded back, or something happened. So let's continue going forward. I want to show you. So I'm going to pull up Cynthia's video where and please follow other Black content creators, support who creates the content that resonates with you. And we're going to talk about why Black men don't typically ask white women and women of other genotypes what they bring to the table. And we're going to break down what that sentence actually means. So let's get this up here. All right, wonderful. So here we go. So let's get into this a little bit more. So this is when she was asking, was it
comment,
just us?
stitch, duet, whatever. Just let me know, because I'm genuinely curious right now.
All right. So then here. So then these are the comments these are some of the comments that Cynthia captured. I think that it's profound to actually even capture comments. So I wanted to read some of the ones, because like I said, I don't have TikTok, and TikTok stops you from being able to, it stops you from being able to even look at the comments if you don't have their app downloaded. So I don't trust them. So I ain't getting into all of that. All right. So I've never been asked that question except once, and the man asking it had no car and lived off his 90-plus-year-old grandmother. I would like to know your results. Let's continue just going forward. I'm going to read as quickly as I can as they come through, but you can always pause it and read it for yourself, right? I've dated several races and never been asked this. I'm 47, so maybe this is something younger people do. Sitting here looking at the comments in complete awe. I've never been asked that. I'd be offended. If it isn't obvious, then bye. I haven't dated in over 20 years. Wow, this has me thinking, because I'd never asked this or thought, never, not once, never been asked that from any man. Never would I ask, nor have I ever been asked that. I didn't even... I'm really sorry to say, just I've never been asked that question. It's just you, not the specific question, but I'm open. Let's see, not the specific question, but I'm open about what I have. They usually want to tell me about their love language. Wow, really? So they're telling you about the love language, meanwhile asking Black women, what do you bring to the table? I've never been asked this by anyone. I've never been asked that. I've never been asked this in my life. The nerve. I've dated multiple races. Men ask this question in different ways. Where do you work? Do you rent or own? Do you have a car? What kind of car, etc. Right? So I just want you, you can't see the faces of the ladies. Let me broaden this out so you can see, because these are Caucasian women mainly answering this question, like she asked. My husband didn't ask it of me, but his parents did when we were dating. He's white/Korean. I'm white. We've been together 20 years. No, never. I've never been asked what I bring to the table, but most white and Black men lay out their expectations of what I need to fulfill if I want to come to for me personally, it hasn't happened, but I don't put it past any cis male, really. My sister's BF in high school did that. I've dated Black, Mexican, and white, have never been asked this. I mostly date Black men, and none have ever asked me what I bring to the table. Same with any white man. Is this really a thing? Discovering what each person brings to the part of the process is falling in love. It's not a checklist. They never outright ask it. They say things like, what do you, and then you could go back and read that. You're right. I have not been asked what I bring to the table. Somebody else says, I swear to God, I already know. No, I usually get asked, are you familiar with Black culture? I have never had anyone say this to me. I have dated different races and have never been asked that question. I don't recall if the question was hidden in other conversation. No, they don't. I've literally never been asked that question. It's never been an outright question. It's questions about job, housing, etc. The expectations, though, like cooking, laundry, etc. I thank everyone for their honesty. Honestly, no, I've never been asked this. I've never been asked that, and I've dated several different cultures. My husband is black and asked me that. Non-black men I've lived with did not. Not in those exact words. They ask in other ways. I don't deal with no, no, no. Has anyone asked me that? They ask about my hair, what critical thinking. No, I've also never dated misogynistic men. Also, how many questions do you get? Oh my goodness, about your hair. Then they start talking about how many. Oh, and then it stopped. Those were the highlighted questions that she saw. All right. Thank you. Thank you to the people who put in the work to bring us great content. Thank you. So let's jump in. As you see, I brought my board out. So let's talk about this. What does that question mean? Why are men asking that question? Why are certain men asking that question? And why don't they ask that question of white women? And if you all have been on my channel over the past weekend, we were breaking down the pathologies that existed inside of Julius's video that he created. Remember, over the weekend, we let me see if I can find just a little bit. Let me see if I can find just the video. Hold on. Let me pull up just a little bit just to give you a reference for how we got to this point. And like I said, I'm going to be pulling out the board and we're going to go over a few things inside that video. So here. All right. Here we go. Let's get to, all right. This was a whole mess. I'm telling you, if this wasn't a boondoggle. Look at my face. Look at my face. So this, I tell you what. So this was the video that we did, right? And this was the video that I did with the young man who pulled in. And in this video, he said several things that were troubling. Cynthia G came through, Crystalline came through, and part of the reason that they came through is because he was the young man who screamed out something inflammatory at Pink Pill's boyfriend and caused it to brouhaha. Then we were able to get him on the show for an exclusive interview, and he said a lot of things about how white women look better on a black man's arm, and that white men accept black men better, and that a white woman gives a sort of credence to them if they can get with her, whereas they were considered animals before, but if she accepts them, then they know that they have raised their social value, etc., etc. And Cynthia did a great job of breaking down the flaws in the logic. But the issue is that there are many men who do feel this way. And part of the reason that black men are not really asking white women, first of all, let's start with the very basics. Hold on, is somebody spamming in the comments? Hold on. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. You gotta be careful when you start using a lot of emojis and writing the wrong things. I'm like, I think those people on talking about, oh, I found this psychic Rita and all that other stuff on Facebook, but nonetheless. Listen, oh, there's music in the background? How? What music? Hold on, you know what? Hold on. Wait, where's that music coming from? How long has that music been there? This is bizarre. I don't know where the music is coming from. But it's rocking. Oh, you know what it is? I'm sorry. 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 Thank you all for letting me know. Thank you all for letting me know. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Listen, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Black. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry. You know what? What was the last thing you all remember hearing? You know what? This is too funny. Thank you all. Thank you. Oh my goodness, this is too funny. So when I went to go pull up that video, it opened up the beginning of the video where we get ready to go on air, and it was playing the on air music. What was the last thing? Black, can you send me a quick message and let me know? What was the last thing that you remember hearing before the music came on? It was on for a good 2 minutes. Well, you know, I hope you all were jamming to it. I hope you all were jamming to it. Thank you. Thank you. I did my makeup slow today, so thank you. Thank you. So you all didn't hear anything? Now I know it does that. So let's go back. Let's go back. We could go back. We could go back. You all heard nothing. This is so funny. Yeah, you know, this is what happens when you have when you do live show. You know, any number of things. So I'm just a head, just a looking and a cooking, and you all can't hear nothing. But you saw my face, so you knew something was the matter. Anyway, so listen, everybody, listen. Click on the content that you want to watch. You all are saying that people are making adversary videos and all of that. Obviously, they're making it because you're going to click on it and you're going to click and make them and give them the 10 minutes of fame that they're hoping for. You know what I mean? So let's continue going forward. Anybody has a right to make any video that they want to make. So allow them, allow them. So anyway, this is the video that I did with Julius. And Julius expressed some very troubling things in the video. He talked about how a white woman being with a black man raised his social currency, looked better on his arm than a black woman, that white men accepted accepted black men who are with white women better than black men who are with black women because they don't want to bring the black family in. He said a lot of things. He said so many things that we ended up doing a 3-part series. We did 2 of the parts. We're going to do the 3rd part tomorrow, breaking down much of the pathologies that he had in his video. Or that he expressed. And so as I showed you all, if you see my whole face, so as I showed you all, Cynthia came through. Pink Pill came through. And part of the reason that they came through is because Julius was the one who screamed out that her man was an N-word lover. And from there, and from there, it turned into a tremendous brouhaha online, which ended up with me getting an exclusive interview with him and asking him these questions and diving into the psyche, which led us to the video that we are on today. That black men don't ask these questions of white women. Number one, because the question is a trap. It's not a real question that's sincerely posed. And I'm talking about the exact question. What do you bring to the table? This is a question that is meant to throw you off your game. This is a question that is meant to get you into the realm of trying to prove yourself. When a woman is interested in a man, she will naturally go into this state where she starts trying to show him, you know, what a good mate she may be, what are some of the things the positive attributes that she has. But this question is a disingenuous question because number one, I'm going to go to the board and you know what, we'll probably just write this stuff out on the board, right? And then we're going to write what's the alternative to that. And then also I want to start out by saying this, right? I saw a video by Yanni who did a quick reaction to the video of the man who had the Dior bandana, who was like, what do you bring to the table? Remember, he had his earrings swinging and his Dior bandana. Remember him? And then that cutie pie with my hairstyle, except straightened and platinumier, was on there and trying to tell her what she brings to the table. Yanni had a great response to that. She said that if a man asked that question, just ask him, what is it that you're expecting me to bring to the table? And I think that is a great way to put it back on him because the question really has no answer. The question is meant to infer several things. And what it infers is one, that he doesn't really see your value. 2, you need to state your value out loud. 3, whatever it is that you're bringing is not valuable enough, because obviously he needs you to bring a little something extra to the table. So let's get into, all right, so let's get into this, right? Okay. Now, it's only natural that when a man is interested in you, he will ask questions, of course. But how do we go about, all right. You can see, you can all see that, right? Let me pull it in a little closer. Oh yeah, where is the table? That's a good question. That's a good question. That's a good question. All right, so here we go. What do you bring to the table? Oh my goodness, I feel like I need this higher. You know, I always have problems with the doggone board. Always. Always. Hold on. I will not be defeated today by my board. I will not be defeated. Here. All right, here we go. I will not be defeated, I promise you. This board is going to cooperate with me today. Because we always used to have board problems before, but nope. Not today. Not today. The board is going to cooperate. Watch. Watch. Okay. All right. The board is cooperating. Give my board a round of applause. Okay. Now we are in focus. All right. So here. So let's do this. Let's do this. All right. If a man is interested in you, he will ask you questions. He'll ask you questions about your goals. He'll ask you questions about your values. Because remember, who pursues women typically during the dating process, right? And the dating process is a time for you to get to know your person. So remember, men are the ones who pursue. And they're pursuing during this time to see if you are a good fit, right? And rather than asking the question, what do you bring to the table? Questions that they will ask you are questions about the direction that you're going in your life. They'll ask you things like, what is it? What are some of your, what do you see for the future? What are some of the things that you have planned going forward? They'll ask you things like that. They'll ask you things about your spending and saving habits, right? They'll ask you things about that. They're basically trying to find out. They're trying to find out if you are what? If you are an asset to him or a liability. That's what he's really trying to find out. Is this woman going to add to my life, or is she going to take away from my life? They're going to find out. They're going to ask you questions to find out about your child rearing skills. How will you be with children? They'll ask you about how many children you have now, what the distribution of baby daddy to child ratio may be, and stuff like that, right? Because at the end, and also, they want to ask questions, and this is where we're going to dive in right here. They're going to ask questions, if he's in the market to be married, he's going to ask you questions about what type of wife. My board cooperated. I'm so excited that cooperated. Come on, let's go forward, right? If he is in the market, oh, I like this close up look. Oh yes. Yes. If he's in the market for a wife, he's going to ask you questions that will give him an idea if you are the type of wife that he would want. You know, men go around and they say things like, men are so simple. But this is not true. Each man has an idea of what type of woman will fit into his life. He has an idea of what type of background he wants you to be from. He has an idea of how he wants to spend vacations and holidays, whether or not you'll fit into his family, whether or not you fit into his idea of what type of woman he wants to grow old with, or whether or not he's even interested in growing old, whether or not he's using you as a prop to impress white men or other men, or whether or not he's looking for a person who is going to be a good fit for him as an individual. And far too many women are not really truly fully interested in finding a man who is a good fit for her. Instead, she's just trying to find a man who will accept her. And I implore you, during the dating phase, ask questions. And you know what? I know that I need to get my board game finished. You know what? This is the perfect time for me, because tomorrow's Monday. I'm making an appointment with my life coach. Because I need to get this board game done, so that you all will know what questions to ask. If you all are interested in the board game that I told you all about, go ahead, throw up the number 3. Let me see those 3s, because I told you all that I'm making a game called Are You the One for Me? And they're poignant questions that you need to ask in the beginning of a dating relationship to weed out who the people are for you and who are not for you. And there's a little twist on the game. There's a twist on the game in that there is a secret code and key on the back of each card that your partner that you're asking doesn't know about. They think that they're just, fun questions. But I'm going to be telling you what to actually look for. And I have like a little red decoder to put over the back of the card to read and see what you need to be peeping inside of, let me see how many of you are interested in that. Okay, yes, I'm going to get it done. Don't worry, I'm getting it done. Don't worry. We're going to get it done. So men will say things like, "Oh, I'm very simple, etc., etc." But in the beginning of the relationship, he's asking you questions. He's feeling you out. He's taking the time to see what you're about and whether or not you fit with him, right? Because he can be attracted to you, like your beauty can bring him in the door. But at the end of the day, whether or not he's just looking for an Instagram partner, whether or not he's looking just for a place to stay, whether or not he's trying to get a feel for whether or not your self-esteem is too high or just low enough, etc., he's going to ask you these questions. And ladies, how many of you have ever been in a situation where you've gone out on these dates and it's gone really well, and then the next thing you know, he's gone, but you don't know what happened, right? Go ahead and put up the number 0. Right? Put up a 0 if that's ever happened to you. And part of the reason that happens is while you're talking and interacting, he's peeping whether or not you're a good fit for his life, for where it is that he is in his life, for what it is that he wants. And he's heard something, sees something, feels something, or realizes something that lets him know that's not the direction that he needs to go in, or there's another direction that he needs to go in. And then he whittles you out. You're gone. Things may seem fine for you because he's asking questions and you're answering and you're like, "Oh, I've gotten to know him so well," right? I've opened myself up to him. But this is the time that you need to be asking him questions, because I can guarantee you that you didn't ask him. Let me see. Okay, so it's happened to a lot of people. You didn't ask him enough questions to realize that for you, he wasn't a good fit. Most likely you saw him and you imagined all of these other things, right? You imagine all of these other things that come along with the dimple and the juicy lips and the broad shoulders and all of that other stuff. You imagine all of these things that go along with that, when in actuality, he was asking the questions that he needed for his life, and you weren't asking the questions most likely that you needed for yours. You just want to kind of just go along, but you need to be asking him these things. And you also need to be feeling inside of your spirit and inside of your intuition about whether or not that's the direction that you need to go in. Because if you listen to your guides and guardian angels and project your mind into the future and see what your future looks like, and you can kind of get a sense for it's not him in that future, right? It's like, and there's so many of us who are so desperate to be loved, so desperate to be accepted, that we just want to go along because some of us really do want these relationships that we can brag on social media, so that we could finally be like, "Oh, finally, I got somebody I could go on vacation with. Finally, I got somebody that I could take." Oh, sorry, this thing is playing. I know better than that now. Who's like, "Finally, I got somebody that I can take cute Instagram pictures with. Finally, I can have the wedding of my dreams." When you have to take the time to figure out what is right for you as a woman. So back to the topic at hand, right? For the men who find currency in whiteness. They already know, okay, whiteness is what she brings to the table. If they find currency in attempting to erase some of their Negroid DNA, to erase some of their melanin in their offspring, then that woman comes into the relationship with something very valuable, because she comes in with the genetic coding of the man that he is hoping to impress or ingratiate himself to, or be accepted by, or get the accolades of. So he really wants to impress white men. He wants to puff out his chest and be like, look, ain't I a man? Look what I've been able to do. Look, I have taken your woman. Even though the women that they get are women that white men are not concerned with trying to hold on to. But I feel that there are some black men who try to climb up the hierarchy of life and society by getting the best white woman that they can get, meanwhile not realizing that her value and worth goes down in the eyes of white men. So that he's like, you could go ahead. And then also feeling that that man has submitted himself to the white man's agenda. He submitted himself to the standard of beauty that the white man has set. That the white man said, here, look, my woman is more valuable than yours. This standard of beauty is the standard. I am the standard of power. And that with you attempting to ingratiate yourself into that, that white man knows that you have already submitted to his will, to his whim, to his standards. And therefore, finding currency in melanin deficiency shows that your mind is not working logically. They know that you're pliable. They know that you are malleable. So nonetheless, that's the full video right there. I was able to get my whole thing across. Thank you. Thank you all so very much. Thank you. Thank you. So I want you to just rewind the video, look back over the points, and tell me what you think about what it is that we talked about today. And as a black woman, what is it that you are going to do to love yourself in an environment where you know that a great portion of men are going to see you as less desirable because they are hoping to impress other men? But rest assured, at the end of the day, any person who is choosing a person mainly on their DNA, on their lack of melanin, on their lack of looking like them, instead of a person, remember we talked about those questions and asking questions and finding a person who's a good fit for you. If your main desirable attribute is that the person is melanin deficient, how is that relationship really going to last? This is part of the reason that black men, white women relationships have the highest divorce rate in this country. Because many of those relationships are built on superficiality, where there are black men who are wanting to ingratiate themselves to white men, and white women who are feeling thrown away by white men and realizing that they can be worshiped, that their whiteness can be worshiped, but it's vapid, it's surface, it's not real. And white women are waking up. I'm hoping that black men will wake up, that they will do the internal work to figure out, why do I have this self-hating pathology inside of me? Why do I despise my blackness? Why is this piece of hair sticking out right there? What is going on? In the middle of a broadcast, my piece of hair gets a little erection. No. Lay down. This thing is going to lay the heck down. Let me get some water. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, there we go. Okay, all right. So listen, I'm going to read some of the comments, and then we're going to dance a little bit. Then we're going to get out of here, and I want to make another video before the night is over. I don't tell people who it is that they should date. What I talk to you about is loving yourself and finding the right person for you. If you choose to divest and date interracially, if you choose to divest from dating a particular type of person, divest and go find a person who is right for you. I say, find a person who is a good fit for you, who you're a good fit for, who you're attracted to, he's attracted to you, who you feel is a nice compliment to your life. And then we will We will go from there. So let me read some of your comments, then we'll dance a little bit, and then we'll get out of here. So here, let's see. Let's see what we have here. Let's see what we have here. I don't know what that little thing was doing on the side. It was going crazy. All right. I'm going to make that game. I'm going to make it. I'm going to bake it. I know, right? I don't know what it was doing. It just went, boom, you saw it. It was just sticking out. All right. So, black girls aren't presenting themselves at high standards, and they should, which allows these dusty boys to approach them any kind of way. Yeah, I feel you. Mojo, you got to get to the video. Excuse me, Curvy. Listen, you're getting put in a timeout. Even if you feel that you're putting other people in their place, I cannot have that on my screen. Control yourself. You can't control other people. There are mods in here. Black is here. Send a message to Black and just say, Black, we need to XYZ. You know what I'm saying? The intro music is playing again? No, that person must be at the beginning of the video. That person must be at the beginning of the video. I'm taking your comments off the screen because y'all are acting up. We're doing part 3 tomorrow, so look for that. Look for that. All right. I don't understand what's going on. Listen. Oh my gosh. So there's somebody being disruptive. I want to get off of this video. So let's get some. Listen, go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. And part of loving yourself is finding your self-worth inside of you. Not looking for the validation of self-worth from somebody else. Not only that, there's a self-love lesson in here for white women as well. You deserve better than a man who despises himself so much that he doesn't care anything about you but the DNA that you have, which matches that of the men who have oppressed him, so that he's using you as some sort of trophy pig to bring before the white men who conquered him to be like, yeah, I've done it, boss. Now what? I've slayed your pig. I mean, come on. Oh, there's somebody sending me an apple before we jump out of here. Listen. Love yourself enough to get a person who truly wants to be with you for you. Let me tell you, it doesn't end well when you get with a person who doesn't love themselves. It doesn't end well when a person is with you as an act of self-hate. That doesn't end well. And black women, hold tight, love yourself, and realize that there's a portion of men out there who are just, they're blinded. They're blinded. They are self-hating. They don't realize it. They got the cognitive dissonance. They want to erase themselves. Those were not going to be good matches for you anyway. So you have not missed out on anything. Let's get these apples red before we jump out of here. So while I'm reading them, if you want your apple red, go ahead and do that. And then let's see. Hey, well, here we go. All right. All right. So we have Nay who sent $10 who says, what happened to your dating matchmaking service? You know, my energy, my spirit wasn't well up during the pandemic, and I just never moved forward with it. I did some preliminary intake sessions, and then I really just had to hold tight to keeping my head above water and just making a wave if I can. So that's what I really concentrated on. However, we never know what life has to offer. So let's see where things take us. I'm leaning into life and where life is taking me right now. All right. So I appreciate you asking about that. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you. So on that note, people are asking, why is the show so short? Because I've been wanting to make shorter videos. I want to do another video before the day is out. And some of my videos have been, look at how you all keep me on here. Look at how you keep me on here. Let's see. And if you send an apple after I get off, I'll make sure that I send you back the, it's like these things, they don't refresh. They don't refresh. Let me try it again. Here, let's see if it has. Okay, here we go. Hey, Keisha says $20 and says just sending love. Thank you. Oh, see how you all do it? You see how you all do it, right? Okay, another one has come in. Let me send and then let's do that and then bring this back up and then get up here and see if we can see the new ones. Because it doesn't seem like refreshing works on this app. It seems like we gotta, even closing it and open it has not brought the new Apple up. I want to do another video. That's why I'm making this one short, but the Apple is not refreshing. All right. Listen, I don't know what we're doing, honestly. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what's going on, honestly. Refresh. This is so frustrating. And Princess is saying black men bring dust to the table. No, Dusties bring dust to the table. And I think that as black women, we have to be really careful not to associate dust with black men. A Dusty is a Dusty. And we have to put men on an even playing field, not one below the other, not one above the other, but just on an even playing field. A Dusty is a Dusty, and leave the Dusties alone. And spend your time with the men who you want to spend your time with. It's really as simple as that. It's really as simple as that. So let me refresh this one more time and see. I'm sorry for the person who sent. You know what? Let me pull it up on my Android because the iPhone, I don't know what that thing is doing. I don't want to try to posit one phone over the other, but it's like people they don't be, look, here. Oh, what's happening? That must have been a latent sound then. Because on the Droid, it doesn't show. Hold on. The broadcast is getting away from us. And somebody says, but it's so many of them, that's fine. But take your time to go and be with the people that you want to be with. Listen, as a self-love specialist, I am telling you that the most self-loving thing that you can do as a black woman is to release any harbored animosity and all of that other stuff and just go towards who is the right person for you. Not because somebody else made you angry or because somebody else, no, go towards the person who is the right person for you. Because when you date with disgust, when you date from repulsion, if a person is repelling you and thus you go out dating because you are repelled from a certain area, you go out there into the field with the same energy that many of these self-hating men go out there with, and what they attract to them may not be what it is that they truly want. And then you end up with a mate. I want to choose my words very carefully here. You end up with a mate who you chose because they were not someone versus being who you want them to be. And then you get into all types of different quagmires, which in some facet led us to where it is that we are today. And so that is, all right. Davita hold on, let me pull this back up here. Davita sends $10 and says, hope you feel better, love. And I do, actually, making this video, giving to people and doing my part to raise the vibration of universal source consciousness, it makes me feel better as a person. And I realize, and I'm going to be very honest with you all, I think that there is a need. I think there's a need for content creators who are coming from many different places. I feel that there's a need for people who are at this extreme, and I feel that there's a need for people who are at that extreme. And I feel that there's a need for people to also be balanced and in the middle. I feel that when you're on one extreme or the other, because somebody sent me some videos but I need this person to send me the rest of the video. She sent me one, and I'm not on TikTok, so I couldn't see the rest of the video. So I need direct links to them. But there's a woman by the name of I Am Shalakimia who would make videos praising, unabashedly praising Black men, even when it wasn't warranted. And now, 2 years after when I first mentioned her, right? Because there are Black men who will come to my page, like you'll see some of them who are on Facebook who are commenting and making their comments. And I tell them, well, you can go over to this woman's page so that you can hear the messages that you want to hear, getting the smoke blown up your bottom hole, right? You can go over there and get that smoke blown up. That's not what we do over here, right? Someone sent me a series of videos where she wasn't submissive enough. Now, first of all, look, the pandemic has been hard on all of us, but she has packed on a lot of insulation, cushion, however you want to put it, right? And she's in this video now where a Black man is attempting to tear her to shreds. And she wasn't, remember I said there's a difference between being a mate and being a mat, right? Because you can fold yourself as flat as you can onto the ground, and they will still step on you and complain that you were not flat enough. So be true to yourself. This is why I am true to myself on the broadcast. And I express myself, I emote in the moment. I don't hold on to a whole bunch of stuff. I move forward, right? And I suggest that you do the same for you. Find the content creators that you want to watch who are speaking the message. Listen, there's a broad spectrum of content creators who are out there to meet you where you are at. Regardless of whether or not you're going this way or going that way or this way, there's a broad spectrum of content creators who you will be in a space with like minds, right? So, but I want people to watch whomever it is that they choose to watch, right? At the end of the day, what feels right on the inside? And I'm telling you, the direction that I had been going in recently does not feel right on the inside. And I'm honing it back and focusing the message on you. Because at the end of the day, you have got to do what you need to do to live the type of life that you want to live and to be able to lay down and go to sleep at night feeling comfortable with the choices and decisions that you made during the day. There are some messages that actually, it hurts my uterus to hear some of the messaging that I see out there. However, everyone is entitled to feel how it is that they want to feel. Another thing that I am going to be moving away from is calling people names, because I see that that doesn't advance the conversation. I'm going to move away unless I can, without a doubt, because there are people who are now choosing to attempt to call me a mammy, right? And in their opinion, I am. They can't prove it, but they have this opinion and they want to throw out and lash out these insults, etc., right? And I didn't want this video to be long, and now you all have brought me here, right? And I say, rather than calling people names, just shift your focus and go to where it is that you can be among like mind or whatever. But all of that, I don't really see how it advances the conversation, right? Because then it just turns into a bunch of people just calling each other names. Well, you're this and you're that, and you're a hare-headed hooligan, and you're a Gustavius, and you're a this, and a Pookie, a Ray, you're a this, you're a that. And then we start going further and further down, and you have to figure out what feels right to your spirit. I know what feels right to mine. And I'm moving away from wanton and blanket lambasting of just calling people names. I'm moving away from that. So, anyway, on that note, Cool Beans is saying this was barely about the topic of the video. Well, the topic of the video really only required 1 or 2 sentences. Black men find currency in whiteness. After you say that, then what? Then what? Where do you go from there? Where do you go from there? And that, in and of itself, determines where you may need to be on the internet. Because after you cry and grit your teeth and scream and holler and let out the pain and the frustration, then where do you go? What is the solution after that? All right? What is the solution after that? If you found something helpful in this video, I want you to put up the number 5. And what was the self-love lesson that you learned in this video? And let us see that. We're going to get the comments up and I'm going to read some of them. All right, now you should hear some music that we know that we're playing. All right, come on, let's hear. Hey. All right. Oh, you sent me an Instagram message, wonderful. And listen, I encourage you to stop calling people names and stop calling black men names based on their blackness. Because at some point we start sounding like, we start creating content for white supremacists at that point. See, so there are people who found help in this video. So cool cat, even if you didn't, there are people who did find help in this video. Hey, all right. Come on now, tell me what the self-love lesson was for you. Come on, I can't sit still when that Caribbean music is on. Come on. Hey. Ooh. Hey, one more again. And the apples are still coming in. Come on, if you didn't get up for the first one, get up for this one. Unless you write in your comment. Come on. Hey. I used to date this guy. He was from Nevis. Oh my goodness, that man had wine. His walkery. Oh, we would just stay up in the club all night and I would just let him just whine on me and I'd just be there in the front like, oh, how he would whine. He would open his legs wide and just go from one side to the other and had to keep up with him. And then he would juke. Then he would juke on me and I would juke back on him. Hey, I would juke. Hey, what you talking about? Hey, you don't know nothing about that. I would just juke. I juke. Hey. Oh, you don't know nothing about that. Let me put this on the speaker. Tell me if you hear an echo when I put it on the speaker. Because it's hard to get down with the thing in your ear. Here we go. One more again. Come on and get up. Hey. Somebody call me freaky, but dancing is not freaky. Come on. Hey. Uh-oh. Come on. What you know about this? Hey! What happened to him? He's alive. Hey! Uh-oh! Hey! Go ahead and throw those boxing gloves up. Hey! Listen, I appreciate each and every one of you coming out. I see some Jamaican flags. Y'all don't know about that in Jamaica. Y'all don't know about that in Jamaica. Trinidad now. All right. Whew. They don't know about the winery in Nigeria either, Ngozi. So, whew. Oh my goodness, that was so good. All right, listen, I love you all very, very much. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. Oh, Bahamas in the house? They know about that in Bahamas. Oh, there was one more apple before we left. Give me 1 second. Oh, there are a few apples. Here we go. All right, here we go. I love you all so much. You make my day. All right, here we go. Master Reflection says, I married a 6-figure white dusty man. Beware. Ooh, child. Man, oh man, oh man. What was it that made him dusty? I'm curious now. I guess he had the dusty pathology inside of him. Michael sends 30. Hey, thank you, Michael. And he says, love your channel. Good info for the Black Queens. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Alvy's in the house. Hey, Alvy. Thank you. And what is this? Oh, my Miss Tanya. A peach with a tear. Look at this. Look at her emojis. A peach with a tear and then laughing. There's no reason to cry, honey. This bottom no hurt nobody. Let's go. My bottom no hurt nobody. Let's do our last dance before we go. Here, no. No more dancing. No more dancing. All right, I'm gonna go grab something to eat and then I'm going to try to come back especially since my makeup is already done. Do they know in Nigeria? They got a different, let me see if I could do the type of dances that I saw when I was in Nigeria. Let me see. How did they dance when I was in Nigeria? Hold on. I can't do it. Hold on, how did they dance when I was in Nigeria? Hold on. I can't think, wait. Hold on, oh my goodness, I can't do it. Hold on. Oh, I can't move the way the Nigerians move. I can't. Let me see. I need a Nigerian to show me. I can't do it. Anyway, I will see you all in the next video. Let me put up my end screen for YouTube real quick. You won't see this on the other platforms, but on YouTube, you will be able to see. Once the video gets up, you'll see my videos over here, my subscribe, my links, and I'll see you in the next video.